going on? Welcome back to another episode of Nerdtooine, a movie podcast. I am your host, Nerdtooine. Thank you so much for joining me. I do a multi-fandom podcast with anything from wrestling to comic books to movies when they're not on strike. Hopefully that's going to be resolved soon. Just pretty much everything that you can nerd out about, I'm into. So if you like that kind of thing, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It really helps with the algorithms on all the different platforms. But today, I'm going to do something a little different. I usually do, something about a comic book or, something about a TV show or wrestling. I mean, wrestling is great. Make sure you all check out the Nerd Initiative YouTube account because they have an amazing episode that I did with them on the Nerd Initiative Wrestling Night Live. It was absolutely amazing. We talked all about the AEW Grand Slam and all the breaking news in the wrestling biz. So go check that out. It's great watch. But today I'm gonna be more updating you on a lot of things that have been going on in the background that I've been telling everyone. Hey, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm working on a lot of different things. But today I'm going to give you all kind of an update on what's going on. So first and foremost, I would like to announce officially that I have accepted a leadership role with Junkie. I am going to be the team lead, the community team lead for the comics division, along with John from NK's Comics. We're going to be working diligently to build the comic community over there. Junkie is a social media / sellers platform it has the best of pretty much everything that you guys all like now. If you're on TikTok or Reddit, stuff like that, we can do posts like a lot like a social media feed, and also do podcasts over there. I've made Junkie my home for all of my prediction episodes for wrestling content. Like next weekend I'll be probably doing 2 shows over there because there's not only a NXT No Mercy pay-per-view on the PLE for WWE, but there's also an AEW pay-per-view on Sunday, so there'll probably be 2 shows over there doing my predictions of the winners and my thoughts on it. And I'm also going to be on a panel for the Wrestle Dream pay-per-view with the Nerd Initiative, so that's going to be awesome as well. So make sure you go check that out. Nerd Initiative, they're amazing people that I'm so blessed to be working with. Just like Junkie, I feel like I've finally found like all these great people that are just all with the same mind frame and are really trying to build communities that are safe and enjoyable and are just filled with great people. So though that's a big thing. So if you're interested, you don't necessarily have to buy anything because like I said, Junkie is a social media platform where you can sell things as well. So just do me a favor, go download Junkie. There's a link in my bio to download it right there. Make sure you give me a follow. It's Nerdtooine, just like everywhere else. I'm going to be doing a lot more shows there. Actually going to be launching probably 2 to 3 podcasts over there on Junkie. It's going to be probably bi-weekly and maybe monthly. And then in the future, probably more shows. But me and John are going to build a podcast around a creator's corner. So like we would interview people who are in the comic industry doing whether it's art or lettering or publishing or something like that. We're going to be bringing them on and have them talk about it. So you can it's kind of be more like a comic book convention all year round. So one of the early episodes is going to be both me and John talking about our upcoming titles because we both are working on our own comic books at this time. And mine's a little bit further along. He is going, I think he's like 4 or 5 pages in, and I'm just waiting for my lettering to get finished. So those should be coming out soon. Make sure you follow because we'll be updating you as much as we can, as well as potentially doing a podcast with a good friend of mine who was on my show a couple weeks ago, Year of the Collector. We're going to be doing like Year's Best. It's going to be like a spoof kind of talk show where I'm going to play like an over exaggerated talk show host. And when we're going to talk about his picks for whether we don't know if it's going to be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. We're still working on all the details. This is all brand new. Like the announcement was made literally a few hours ago that I am taking over as the comics team lead over there. And those who don't know, I've worked with multiple platforms already, building up the community and, trying to make it a community that we can be proud of. My previous experiences have not been very great with the leadership aspect, but there were multiple people that were like buffers for me and anyone who could actually make any real decisions. That's different this time. I respond and report directly to the CEO. So we need something done. I can go, this is what we're doing. Let's get this done. And that's is going to make it a lot different than anything else that's happened. Maybe third time's the charm. But yeah, so Junkie, it's a great platform. They have anything from NFTs to pops, cards are coming soon, comics are being unveiled soon. We're doing a lot of great things over there, and we're really trying to build a great community. And one of the things that we're going to be striving for is to have the most knowledgeable fan base. Like when you talk about, community knowledge, our weekly or however frequently they are podcasts are going to be try to educate, because I always say knowledge is power, and I want people to know what they're doing and learn what's going on in the community, whether it's from the production side or whether it's from rumors of the new stories coming out, or how not to get scammed, or what is an exclusive, because some people don't even know things like that. And in many communities, I feel like there's a lot of gatekeeping and people trying to, if they don't know, well, they're never going to know kind of thing. And I'm not like that. I want everyone to have as much knowledge as possible because, again, knowledge is power. Already we had someone ask, hey, how do I price out comics? Well, in my opinion, there's multiple platforms that can help you determine the value of comics. I usually go to the eBay sold listings of that comic, as well as, cover price. And then I even look at, key collectors, even though they're a little bit biased in my opinion. And then kind of look at the total number, like the average, and kind of determine what I think the value is. And they're like, oh wow, I didn't even think to do that. I'm like, because in my opinion, and that's again, the more you know. Whether if you just look at eBay, just look at eBay sold, just look at the cover price or key collectors, you're only getting part of the story. I don't know about you, but I like reading the whole story before I make a decision whether I like it or not. That's just how I tend to do things. And I want people to not be afraid to ask questions. If you don't know something, please ask. I don't know everything. That's why when I was first talking to the CEO, I'm like, listen, yeah, I'm definitely in. Let's do this, but I need I need help. Because John is very much a lot more experienced on the exclusive aspects and a lot of different things with the actual production of comics, so I know I don't know everything. So I am happy to not only ask for help when necessary, but also to help those who need it when I can. And if I can't, I'm going to find you somebody who can. So that's something that I want everyone to know, is that, if you come over to Junkie, it's not just another platform. It's not just another place to sell and buy comics or cards or whatever you're interested in. It's a new place where you can find your community and follow it. So like someone like me, for instance, I'm writing a comic. So I would have, part of one of my shows would be a podcast style, much like this, where I talk about the book, and you can come in, ask questions about it. It'd be like a Q&A, like at a convention, but you don't have to leave your house. And then directly after, we can have a sale where we have, if you want to get the books, you can, and we can just keep going, or we can have it going simultaneously. There's a lot of different amazing things that this new platform, it's not completely new. It's been around for a little while, but it's now moving into an area where it's always had great potential, and the platform is pretty seamless, and there's updates being made every day. But when it comes to potential, the word gets thrown around a lot. Potential. What does that mean? Well, I think when I see someone say that's got potential, it's good now, but it could be great. And I think that is where we're looking at Junkie right now, as it's a really great platform and it's just going to get better. And I think if we can build the community the way that I know we can, it's going to be very, very an enjoyable, safe, and just an amazing place to be. So yeah, I will link all that information in the in the little bio of this video, but it's always going to be in my link tree on all my pages. You just go on that, the Junkie referral link. Just go right in there, download the app. Come take a look at the shows. Like I said, there'll be a prediction show for sure on Saturday. I'm probably going to do a couple comic shows during the week as well. But yeah, it definitely, if you, I'm going to look at it like this. Picture me as Aladdin. Do you trust me? Like, I know I've said before, this is it. This is the platform. I've, once again, admit that numerous times I've already tried to do this with other platforms, and it didn't work because I didn't have the support I needed. Because any suggestion I made or anything that could potentially help would go to deaf ears. Or, hey, go talk to this guy, and then this guy, and then that guy, and then that guy lies to my face. Or, oh yeah, we'll take it under advisement. I'll see what we can do. Let me go talk to the finance people and the higher ups, and let me get back to you. I don't have to deal with that this time. I can pick up the phone. I have the CEOs. Hey, we were texting earlier today, like, hey, and had another meeting today. I had three meetings in the last 24 hours. And it's all beneficial. And I definitely think if you know me, you know who I am and what I stand for, you understand when I say I definitely think this can be something truly special. And this is me basically, for lack of a better term, giving you my elevator sales pitch, hoping that I can get you to come on over and at least take a look. Like I said, you don't even have to buy anything. This is not like the other platforms where if you're on there, you're only on there to buy. We have shows, and we're going to have some more shows coming up soon, but shows where you can just sit there and hang out. Sit there and watch. There's giveaways all the time on different whether it's the Pops or there's a lot of things that you can come hang out with. You can jump in and take a look at the feed where we post videos and clips and videos and clips are the same thing. Good job. Images and stuff of all the stuff we're doing. And I would implore you to give it a shot. I don't really ask my viewers for much. It's not what I'm here for, but I am lighting the beacons of Gondor, and I hope that Rohan answers. The beacons are lit. The beacons are lit. So yeah, Junkie is where you'll find me a lot more. I already have 2 podcasts we're lining up. Probably about to have a solo one as well. So definitely. It's more than just a selling platform. It's like the transformer of selling platforms. It's more than meets the eye. And I really would hope that I see you over there. If you do show up after seeing this video, do me a favor. Just go on my page or one of my videos and say, hey, I saw your YouTube video. And I will definitely reach out and I will figure out a way to give you something cool, whether it's, a sneak peek at my comic book or a free book if you come in one of my shows. We'll definitely treat you right because it's all about the community. And I've said this on numerous episodes that without the right community, sellers and people and influencers can't do anything. So I definitely want to try to build a great community over here. And if you're watching this, I'm going to go out on a limb and say either you are a like-minded individual or you're a hater. And either way, I hope to see you there. I joke, but it is. I do hope to see as many people over there. Like I said, it's not just comics. I am, running the comics, community. I'm the comic community lead, but it's a great platform for a lot of different things. So check that out, Junkie. It's gonna be awesome. We're working on a lot of great things. Junkie exclusives already in the works. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Well, I'll tell you when you're allowed to tell everybody. Okay. But yeah, please just check Junkie out. Now that that's out the way, I also wanted to send a shout out. I wanted to send a shout out to the entire Nerd Initiative community, everyone on the team there that bust their butts to deliver a I don't want to say hassle-free, because I mean, while it is hassle-free, that's not the term I'm looking for. To deliver such a great environment where you're heard and supported, and their stance. I mean, I'm a part of the Nerd Initiative, but I'm going to talk as if I'm not for this part. I'm trying to be objective in this part. Their stance on the Screen Actors Guild and the Writers' Strike to not make any content in regards to struck companies is honestly very classy and far more impactful and meaningful, I think, than a lot of people may realize. Because as an entity like Nerd Initiative, as with many other many other entities, they had the ability to continue to do movie content. In written documents from the SAG-AFTRA people, like your influencers and people in that, because the Nerd Initiative can easily fall under the reporting side, as well as many other, quote unquote loopholes, because there really isn't any, set things. It's more of, hey, you can't, I know you're not in the guild, but can you please not? I mean, my whole episode last week was about how I think it's crazy how there are so many people that just acted like business as usual, like there was no strike going on, making all these content about all these shows. You know how bad I want to do that? But I feel morally disgusting to do so. And that's me personally. I'm not speaking on behalf of Nerd Initiative there. I made a whole episode about it last week, but I wanted to send a shout out because I know I don't have a huge platform at all. I'm very much aware of that. Like I've said numerous times in my recent episodes, I have been very humbled over the last 2 years, and I've learned a lot about, my stance and my position in this nerd sphere, but I still feel better saying it. The people at the Nerd Initiative definitely deserve a lot of praise for not only how they handle it, but how they continue to grow and make the type of content that everyone can be proud of. And, I don't know how this is gonna come across. I honestly don't care. But they've done a lot for me in just terms of seeing me for me. Like a lot of times, as a social media, person, you can, get an understanding of how and what people are based off of their online presence, and they saw. I mean, not for nothing, but they saw something in me that initially I don't think I saw. And with working with them continuously for, I don't even know how long it's been since I've officially signed on. But it's been something that's really uplifted my spirits at times. Because I see all these great creators on that team, and they want to work with me, or they have worked with me, or they give me kind words, and a lot of people I respect, and they've welcomed me in with open arms. And it's been one of those things that I'm just so happy that I'm in, and to be associated with. And, when it comes to feeling good about who I am, between the Nerd Initiative and, all the other things I've been doing recently, I'm starting to get there again, where I can see the potential that all of you see. And that's a scary thing. Not only, for me as who I am, but scary for the people who doubted me. And, I'm not a spiteful man. I'm not a petty man. I think very petty. I just never act on it. But this time, I'm going to be happy to rub it into some people's faces. I'm not going to purposely try to sabotage anyone. That's never been my style. I want you at your best. Like, I'm like Goku in this scenario where it's like, wait, you can get stronger? Okay, hold on. I'll wait. Are you stronger yet? I want you at your best when we fight, so I know that I did and I beat the best. That's what I want. And it's taken me a while to get there. And I have to admit, I like where I'm sitting now. I really do. I'm very, very happy with where I am, and with the future and the potential that not only that I have, that Junkie has, that the Nerd Initiative has, that all of this, the Nerdtooine and Movie podcast, my Here Walks Monsters, my comic books coming out. There's so many things right now that I have, I hate using this term, but I'm very blessed right now. And I wanted to, this episode was giving updates as much as thanking those who believe in me, because those who believe in me are the ones who are fueling all of this energy that I'm using to prove them right. And I got you. We are going to do some big things. So make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and do all that stuff. Comment below if you have any questions about Junkie, you have any questions about the Nerd Initiative, please reach out. I am very, very easy to get a hold of. I don't think I've ever taken more than 24 hours to respond to anybody when it comes to anything in the Nerdverse. I'm very, very reachable. And I appreciate you guys, anyone who's watching this, stopping by. This is a very short episode. There's been a lot of great news with the strike possibly coming to an end. But I didn't really want to comment too much on that until everything is, ink to paper. It's all looking very good. So hopefully maybe before the end of the year, the strike can be over and we won't have to, worry about this for another 3 years. But like I said, because the strike is still going on, I can't talk about the shows that I want to talk about. There's a lot of great comic books that are out right now that I'm reading. The new Wonder Woman is amazing. I just literally looked over to my stack of books that I'm reading. The new Wonder Woman, Wolverine versus Predator. All of the indie titles that are out right now. It's a good time to be a nerd. And I just, I like legitimately, I just wanted, this episode to be as much an update, but, a thank you to the Nerdverse. Because, there's a lot of times where I doubt the direction I'm going. I'm sure that many of you have as well at one point or another. And if you haven't, oh man, am I jealous. Whoo! Am I jealous if you never doubted where your direction of your life is going? And I also at the same time, I'm not. They one of the famous sayings, smooth seas don't make good fishermen, sailors. Wow, calm seas don't make good sailors. Rough seas do. And let me tell you, I've been in the whitewater rapids most of my life. And I'm starting to come around that river bend, and I'm starting to see the colors of the wind, man, and them shits are pretty as hell. So if you're here now watching this, I genuinely, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. And I'm hoping that anyone who's seen this, when this is released, feels good about where this video is in a year. There's a lot of things brewing that can really change things. They want to go back to the way things were, but I know the truth. You've changed things. Yeah. Big changes are coming. But until next time, this is Nerdtooine signing off. Stay nerdy, my friends.